So I will just introduce our panel to you and we'll get started. So right next to me we have McClure.
Hi, everybody.
Julia Murney, Steven Reineke, who you all just met, and Neil Balm, who's principal trumpeter in our orchestra. All right, you guys ready?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. You guys?
I'm not in the union, so you're going to pay me $200 a week or something. I'm making $400 a week in the box office. Can I keep my box office job? And I'll give you my phone extension. And if you need me to go on, just call me from the box office, and I'll go. And they let me. So I was understudying the show in the box office, and 2 weeks into that run, the producer came into the box office and said the show's going to Broadway, and we're taking everybody, and here's your equity card. And a month and a half later, I was making my Broadway debut in a play, which was crazy. And then I went on to do Avenue Q and Chaplin, and I got Honeymoon in Vegas coming up next year. So that's sort of the very abridged version of my crazy path so far. And this is Julia.
I realize living in New York, Carnegie Hall is kind of a famous place. I get super famous, and I was super nervous.
Oh.
And I kept trying to tell myself, it's just a concert hall. It's just a concert hall. You've been in so many concert halls. You've done so many concerts with symphonies. What's the big deal? It's like your hometown hall. No big deal. It was such a big deal. And I was trying not to throw up in my mouth.
You're going to go in there, you're going to focus on the music, you've practiced it, you've done your homework, spent the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, the years, however long it took you. You practiced the music, you're prepared, you got a good night's rest, you showed up on time, and now you're going to go in.
So finally I go to the audition, I play it great, I get it. So now I've got 2 weeks till we start rehearsal, so I asked the company manager to please send me all of the music that he plays in the show. So they send me the music that he plays in the show, I go home, I practice. I get to the first day of rehearsal, and the director, 93-year-old man named Malcolm Black, comes up to me and he goes, "Look at the beautiful harmonium they built for you." And I go over, and it's fake. And I said, "Because you had me play in the audition, I thought it was going to have to, I learned all the music." And they said, "Oh no, but isn't it a beautiful prop? You don't worry about it. It's facing upstage. You can just move your shoulders around." I was so but the fingering on the fake notes was right.
You have to show them your joy and bring them your sunshine. And that's an amazing thing that you get to do for them. You get to give them a present, as opposed to it being like, everything rides on this. It's okay. If that school doesn't happen, that school that you're like, if I don't go to that school,
So now it's not about good enough, because if after the audition you're worried if you were good enough, then you're going to drive yourself crazy and sit by the phone. The more you realize that it's about whether or not you were what they needed at that moment, that freedom allows you to go into the room and go, "Hi, I'm Rob, this is what I do. Either this is valuable to what you need for this show, or it's not. Have a good one. I've got another one of these in 20 minutes." It really is great, because you can let artists find your voice, and then you will be sure that you're offering them something that no one else is offering them. Even if it's not what they need, it's better that it be uniquely you than it be another version of X's performance of something. Does that make sense? Cool.
Was when you have all these string players up there, the sound is different even when they're not playing. If they're just sitting there holding these instruments with all these F-holes and all this resonance in them, there's just this great, it feels better to play. Everything's a little bit more resonant because you're playing, and everything just kind of echoes around in places that you don't really get with a band. So I always like playing with an orchestra.
Whenever you have an opportunity to play somewhere, take it, go play. Play to the best of your ability when you have that opportunity. Doesn't matter if everybody around you is horrible. Doesn't matter. Make sure that you shine. Make sure that you care about the music. Because if you buy into that stuff that everybody else...
I don't want to feel special. I don't want to have this responsibility, because that just gets this weight responsibility. But when I got over myself, the whole point is you've been given something special, and the point is to give it away, to share it. So just enjoy what you do and share your talents. Remember that you have a gift, and it's not for you to keep. It's for you to bring to somebody else's life. You know, to bring that music off the page to life. As I write music,
You don't even know. All you can do is immerse yourself in what you're doing right now. And if what you're loving is playing that instrument, play that instrument and learn that instrument and just eat it up. And then if it starts to not be fun for longer than it is fun, because of course there are days you're like, this is not fun. There's no part of this that's fun. If the percentages start to get messy and it's more percentage not fun, then you figure out where to move into, but you will take with you everything that you learned. You're never wasting your time if you're really committed to what you're doing.
Never, ever, 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 ever let anyone, including yourself, convince you that you're the best at it. Because the moment you think you've arrived is the moment you stop learning. And there might be situations where you get into a certain school, a certain program, and you go, I'm the best one here. And then you stop practicing. And then suddenly you're nowhere near the best one.
There's always somebody better.
There's always somebody better. And I remember I was on...
That's like the number of hours you practice a day. Does that really have to do with how good you are? Like, does that really show how good you are as a musician?
They're doing studies on this now, and they keep coming up with different answers. I'm of the opinion that you can practice 8 hours a day, but if you're not focusing, you're not getting anything.
well, you can have your specialty, but if you decide that you want to pursue this as a career path, it is important to know a lot of different styles of music. Be aware of all kinds of stuff and try to be able to play in lots of different veins, because it'll help all your other stuff.
I wish for you to be able to take your joy and spread it anywhere you want to spread it, and that it always is something that makes you feel good and makes you feel happy. It makes me very happy hearing you play, and that's just me. Imagine everybody else hearing you play. I wish for you joy and happiness.
I wish for you to have fun with what you're doing, enjoy it, enjoy the ride.
I wish for you a life and a career of happiness that is based not just in your talents, but in your joy, and the joy that you find in doing what it is that you love, and finding your unique voice in it, and sharing that with the world. Not becoming the next anybody, but the first you.
I wish for you a great performance on April 28th with the New York Pops. I'm so excited you're going to be on stage at Carnegie Hall with us. We're going to have so much fun that night. And I also wish you guys the best of luck in your future with all of your musical endeavors. I know you're going to be great.